Damascus document, but I just tell you that it's an incredible document, and it very heavily draws on Ezekiel. And they're reading Ezekiel the way I would read him if I were them. And, you know, so I have great sympathy for them, because that's why people say, how come, Eisenman, that you seem to understand the scroll people so well? Because they speak the way I would speak if I was in their situation. It's clear, it's like I feel a kinship with how they see things. These people are the plasterers, the slappers of plaster on the wall, but it's going to rain hard, and this plaster is going to come down, this crap that they're throwing on the wall to deceive the people. That's great. Now I just pull out half my hair here. So what's this plaster going to do to help you? I'm going to unleash a storm and a torrential rain and hailstorms and fury, and I'm going to shatter you with this slap plaster, and you'll perish under it. There's no peacefulness here in Ezekiel. And when I've exhausted my anger against the wall and those who plastered it, I shall say to you, the wall is gone, and so are the plasterers on the wall. And who are the plasterers? The lying prophets who prophesy peace when there are no peace, who have visions of peace when there is no peace. It's the Lord Yahweh who speaks. I might speak about some people in America at the moment as well, who are saying, oh, just withdraw from there and we'll be all safer if we just, you know, leave the world alone, and no one will be angry at us, no one is going to want to bomb the World Trade Center again and stuff. I think one could do the same thing with Michael Moores and other people of the present day if you were of a mind to. I'm not of a mind to at the moment, but if I wanted to apply this to America, I could very easily. I don't think Ezekiel's warlike. He just doesn't like lying visions, which are not taking full account of what really is going on out there in the world and how dangerous it might be. I'm waiting to see Steven Spielberg's new movie about Munich. I think that's going to be a humdinger. I mean negatively a humdinger. It's going to be full of heart-wringing and moral relativism and so on. Oh, the people who hunted down the killers, they had serious conscience problems too. I don't know about that. I don't know when you hunt down killers if you have serious conscience problems. But in any case, this is what this Ezekiel's talking about. People who wring their hands and cry peace when the world is full of bloodshed and war and killing and brutality. And he doesn't mean you should just go away and ignore it. He thinks you should do something about it. In any case, leave it at that. I don't want to go any further. It's a great, it is a great section of Ezekiel. These people who make up visions, prophesy against them. Say, the Lord is, trouble is coming to you. You dishonor the people. You lie to the people, and who love to listen to lies. And I don't think that George Bush necessarily speaks truth, don't get me wrong. Since you distress with lies the heart of the upright, I think that's what goes on, whom I would never distress, and since you encourage the wicked not to give up his wicked ways, and I think that's what's been happening in Baghdad in the present trial we're watching, and you have no more empty visions, and you will not make any more predictions. Anyway, I'm sorry to relate to the present, you forgive me. Let's see, 16, you can read for yourself, more allegorical stuff. 18. We'll read this chapter, then we'll take a break, then we'll come back and read the end of Ezekiel that I think is the greatest stuff. Personally, I think it's the greatest stuff written in the Bible in terms of poetic expression. 18, the word of the Lord addressed me as follows. Why do you keep repeating proverbs? The fathers have eaten unripe grapes, the children's teeth are set on earth. I don't know what, on edge, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I guess it's supposed to mean something about punishing the children for the father's sins or something. Look, the father's life, here's the new doctrine. This is not Deuteronomy anymore. The sins of the fathers are not going to be visited on the sons. Each man is going to be responsible for his own life and his own, what he did himself, not for what someone else did. The father's son life, the son's life are both alike belong to me. The man who has sinned, he is the one who will die. The upright man, the law-abiding man, who does not go on the mountaintops or follow idols, who does not seduce his neighbor's wife, who doesn't sleep with women in her periods. By the way, that's a big condemnation in the Dead Sea Scrolls on the ruling establishment, sleeping with women in their periods, which can only mean Herodians and Romans. It cannot mean the Jewish priests, because Jewish priests didn't really do that. And that is a real dating measure in the Damascus document again. Anyway, who doesn't charge usury, who takes no interest, who abstains from evil, who gives honest judgment, who keeps my laws, respects my observances, who he is the truly upright person. It is the Lord who speaks. But if someone has a son prone to violence, bloodshed, and does these kinds of things, who seduces his neighbor's wife, who eats with idols on the mountaintops in these local shrines, who doesn't return pledges, who charges usury, and so on, he will not live. He has committed these appalling blight. His blood will be on his own head. But if, in turn, a son who, in spite of the sins of his father, does not imitate him, does not do these things, does not seduce his neighbor's wife, etc., 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 keeps my laws, he will not die for his father's sins. There it is. An abrogation of the Deuteronomic way that we've been hearing about. You'll only be for your own. Yeah.
It seems like Ezekiel is doing the exact same thing you're accusing Paul of doing now. He's making a reinterpretation.
I don't want to get into what I'm accusing. Paul is saying that you shouldn't observe the law or the ordinances, and that the law is a curse and so on. Ezekiel isn't saying that. He just doesn't like that one aspect of it.
Yeah, but he is kind of contradicting a little bit. I mean,
yeah, he is contradicting a bit. He thinks that the person who wrote that went a little bit beyond, but I don't think he still believes in the Torah of Moses. He just feels that it has to be. Anyway, if you think he's gone that far, that's for you to decide. I don't want to argue that point. I don't think there's any comparison, but if you think that's similar, you haven't read Paul very carefully. If you hear what Paul says, it's nothing even similar to what Ezekiel said. I mean, Paul goes beyond all bounds in terms of his cursing and condemnation. In any case, he's the one who must die. The son is not to suffer the sins of his father. That's the point that he's making. That's one point. Who says that the law, that's a minor point in the law anyway. There's one point in the Deuteronomic law, but the Deuteronomic law was found